Why didn't the hoodie break at the touch of Mark's fingers? Huh? Someone please explain that to me. This hoodie has been in here for centuries, and for some reason, its cloth is still intact and still wearable for this man to go out and start kicking butt. Some shit doesn't make sense. This is some bullshit.
But now, all I feel is robbed.
Hi guys, how you doing? What's good? What's popping? How's your day been? And welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Ray, and if you like the content, please leave a like and subscribe and watch some more of the videos, because all of them be slapping. And now let's get on with the show. Hey guys, how you doing? And welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. I don't know if it's your first time or I don't know if it's your second time, but either way, let's go. So today we'll be going over the Moon Knight origin story. As of yesterday, or should I say on Monday, people, we all saw the Moon Knight trailer. I do have the reaction video. It is linked down in the description box.
I just watched the Batman trailer like a few minutes ago, and shit, DC, you got some competition. Oh my god.
And if you watch the video, you can see from my reaction that I'm very excited and very happy to see what Marvel is about to bring out. That trailer, guys, just go and watch the reaction. The link is down in the description box. It is amazing. So I took the liberty to read the whole first comic of the 1980s of Moon Knight, the origin story. So you didn't have to. So guys, if you like the content, please do leave a like and let's get on with the show. This is Moonlight. Oh my god, did I say Moonlight? Oh my god, Moon Knight issue 1. Let's go. So the comic opens up with Mark Spector with a group of mercenaries attacking a rebel group in Sudan, the south of the Egyptian border. They easily beat these rebels as they are more trained and equipped than the rest of these guys. As we all know, mercenaries always get the best gear. But with this victory, Mark is not happy, as it is pointed out by Bushman, the leader of this merry band of mercenaries. Mark's stance is that he is a soldier who was just hired to run in and kill people. But Bushman's approach is more sadistic, and he enjoys the suffering that he brings to people, as he himself has stated that he uses fear as a tactic. He even uses fear on his own men to keep them in line. And that's also a reason to tattoo a mask of death on his face for some reason. Oh my god, this guy is dumb. And I don't know why the name Bushman and his skin color, Bushman, it's just 1980s writing. That were the times. I'm just pointing out a fact. Let's carry on with the story. That conversation is cut short as a chopper lands near them. Frenchie, one of Mark's friends who had been piloting the chopper, comes down with their next assignment, and they'd also taken the liberty into taking a look into Bushman's files, and they discovered that they are fighting for the wrong side. And Frenchie thinks that it is to the best of their interest to head off before things get worse. As they are planning their means of escape, their conversation is cut short by Bushman, who comes up to read the orders. Their new orders are to head to Selima, as there's a rumor there that there are archaeologists who have found a pharaoh's tomb, and where there's a pharaoh's tomb, there's always pharaoh's gold. So they end up running on this village in Selima, and they go crazy killing people around. We are introduced to the two leading archaeologists on this site, father and daughter duo. As stated by the father, they've been working on this site for 5 years, and he doesn't want his life's work to be taken by these mercenaries, these disgusting people. So after the fighting had died down and the screaming had stopped, and the mercenaries were rounding up the people, the archaeologist tries his luck to run up on Bushman with a golden dagger, intending on killing him. But instinct kicks in for Mark as he pushes Bushman out of the way and apprehends the man. Think, Mark, think, Mark! If he had let him be killed, you could have been home free by now and not be dealing with this man. But no, you just had to be the hero. So now, instead of rounding up the archaeologists with the other people, Bushman decides to use him as an example. As he said earlier, striking fear into the hearts of your enemies and solidifying a foothold into their psyche. An afraid man cannot fight properly. And that's the reason why he tattooed a mask of death on his face on some Lil Pump type of shit. This doesn't make sense. What the fuck? It was still happening in the 1980s. Oh my god, we're just repeating trends. No! So Bushman sinks his steel-laced teeth into this man's throat as he dies in the arms of Mark. As he's dying, he tells Mark to save his daughter that's in this house. So Mark enters this house and tries to help this woman escape, but for some reason she keeps screaming at him, asking why did he kill her father, why did he do this, why did he do that. It reaches a point to where Mark then tells her that he will kill her if she doesn't escape, which she then gets to a jeep and rides away while still screaming at Mark. But in the shadows, Bushman had been watching all this event take place, but he lets it slide because Mark had saved his life just a few moments ago. So he tells everybody to get back to work as they are looting the place and lining everybody up. Frenchie then comes to Mark telling him that this is the time to escape. He tells Frankie they have to pick up the girl first, and of course Frankie is just as confused as we are as to why he cares about her. So now as Mark and Frenchie are making the escape, Mark turns to find out the Bushman's men are rounding up all the men that were in the village. He watches as all the men are lined up against the wall and the fighting squad opens fire at all the men, killing them all. And out of frustration, Mark lunges at the Bushman wanting to kill him for the deed he had just done. But as anyone who's ever been in a fight knows, you cannot fight while you're angry, you're blind, and the Bushman takes advantage of this and knocks Mark the fuck out.
My God!
He doesn't even stand a chance, it's just Ming is out, Dunzo. Now to end insult to injury, the Bushman tells one of his men to drop Mark in the desert, as before Mark was complaining that he does not like the heat of the desert. When Mark comes to, he realizes that he was left in the desert, and as of course now he has no choice, he just starts walking in any direction that he takes. He just keeps walking as the dehydration is eating him alive until he comes up to a tomb and collapses. He is found by a bunch of merchants who then save him from the desert storm and put his body in front of a pharaoh statue, which looks a lot more like Khonshu as it is all white. Now the funniest coincidence happened as all these men work for the same woman that he had just saved a few hours ago. One of the men check his heartbeat and then confirm he's dead, and out of anger and frustration the woman tells the man to just leave him there as he had killed his father a few hours ago and he deserves the fate that has befallen him. As the men are picking up and leaving, the woman makes her way back to the body of Mark as she now regrets all the words that she had just said as she knows she was speaking out of anger. She even says that he looks kind of handsome, and bang! Mark springs to life as he heard that the yams were calling for his deed. 1980s writing is a thing of gold and kind of sexist and racist in a way because that was the time back then and that's what most people were buying into. When Max wakes up, he just starts talking this gibberish and all these facts about Khonshu, like when he died, he got the spirit of an archaeologist who's also a historian. He dons the cape that is on one of Khonshu's statues and takes it as his own. He then heads outside, steals a jeep, and heads for the Bushman headquarters. For some reason, the girl also takes a jeep and follows him. This is not gonna end badly. No, this is comics. Now my question is, why didn't the hoodie break at the touch of Mark's fingers? Someone please explain that to me. This hoodie has been in here for centuries and for some reason its cloth is still intact and still wearable for this man to go out and start kicking butt. Some shit doesn't make sense. This is some bullshit.
But now, all I feel is robbed.
At the Bushman's headquarters, the Bushman had been using the woman he had made widows as strippers, literally having them dance for him and his men as they drink and party all night. Now, woman dismantles all of Bushman's guards like easy pace. He does this like he's making breakfast in the morning and just blowing shit up. Some of the men who could escape, as others were more broken beyond repair. He runs up on Bushman stating that his lesson of fear have finally beelined to his brain and he has realized what he has to do. As they are about to fight, Frenchie takes hold of the girl that was behind Mark who was watching all these events happen, and just before like instinct he goes to save the girl. But in the split second that he turns to try and save this girl, the Bushman makes his escape in the shadows and disappears. And now things that have died down and the adrenaline rush has come out of Mark's system. This is when the girl finally tells us her name. She says her name is Marlene, and the three people made their way. On the next panel, we see that years have passed, and we see that Mark Spector has created other personalities inside his head. There's of course the Mark. I just saw a meme today that says, "Call me the white Batman one more time." I swear to God, you would kill us all. But anyway, Mark Spector has created several personalities for himself. There is one, of course, Mark Spector, which we all know. There's one, Jake Lockley. He's like the street persona he uses to get information on like black collar crimes, the thing that happens way down deep in the street. The other personality he has uses the name Steve Grant, who raves around and acts like a billionaire to get on what happens in the upper echelons of the community, of what happens in those types of crime. So over these years, Frenchie and Marlene have been helping him through his superhero antics. So after this one night, after he had gone out of patrol as Moon Knight, he came back with the necklace from one of the heroin dealers he had just beat up. he finally realizes what is happening, that the Bushman is back in town, and he intends on taking revenge on Mark Spector. So he and Frenchie get ready to go out and look for Bushman and tells Marlene to stay at home. So Mark Spector then jumps into his Jake Lockley persona, the cab driver who he uses to find out information on the streets. He heads to a local inn where he finds one of his informants who's called Crowley, who then gives him the information on where he can find the Bushman. As he and Frenchie are making their way to the Bushman's headquarters, Frenchie asks Moonlight who they are going to attack, but Moonlight does not tell him, as he says he wants to kill this man himself. So when Moonlight runs up on the Bushman's headquarters, he goes in and start kicking everybody's ass. I mean, no one stands a chance. He just comes in with the utmost weight. He hears what he says. He comes into this room and just says, "Excuse me for barging in, gentlemen, but I assume this is the place." He then makes his way to the boss's room, but when he gets there is no one in the seat. He is disappointed, but when he turns his back, he realizes that the Bushman is behind him holding a gun to his. Now, the conversation that happens between the Bushman and Mark Spector is very interesting, as Mark Spector is now making the Bushman afraid. As we can see, he's wobbling with the guns. As Mark Spector is about to make his move to defeat the Bushman, down in the alleyway, Marlene comes up and sees the Bushman. She is so overtaken by the sight of the man who killed her father that she says, "Oh," and redirects attention to her. In that exact moment, the Bushman fires a shot at Moonlight, who dodges it, but then sees that he cannot kill Moonlight, so he's like, "If I can't kill you, I'll kill her," and fires 2 shots at Marlene. This, however, enrages Moonlight to the very topest limit, as he takes the gun out of the Bushman's hands and starts to go down on him. Like, let me show you an example of what he did to the Bushman. As Mark Spector is beating the living shit out of the Bushman, he is stopped by Marlene. He says that the Bushman deserves this, that he deserves to die for what he did to her father, but she then says that it was her father, her revenge, not his. He must not turn into the enemy just to beat the enemy. He must not turn into this violent man. Understatement, we know what's gonna happen. But the lesson that Marlene instills on Mark is a very good lesson, as he shows him that he is more than just a killer. He is one of the protectors of the people at night. And as best as Marlene says it, behind that legend is a good and powerful man. And no matter how many roles you play, false or true, you must never abuse your power. You must never forget who that man really is. After all this beatdown and after this lesson, sirens come up as the police are making their way to this building. Mark Spector then radios in for Frenchie, comes in with the chopper as they make their way out of the building. The police come running into the building and they just see beaten to half-death Bushman on the ground with the moonlight blade on the window showing a moon over him as the comic ends. Wow guys, I am thankful that you made it to the end of the video. I'm very thank you very much.
Oh my god, you're here! I love you, Dad!
That's right, Gohan. I am here.
Thank you very much for making it this way. Like, most of them would have dropped off at the 15-minute mark, but yo, you guys are G's. But overall, thank you guys for watching this content. This means a lot to me. If you did like the content, please leave a like and subscribe, and also go watch my other videos since I have some videos on there. It's been fun guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace until a later time. I gotta go bath now. I haven't bathed. I've been in this booth for like 2 hours screaming to myself. See you guys. Peace.